This is a screen test for the main character of our movie. Hello, my name is Ian, and my friend Kite and I are making a short film entirely in Blender. Currently, we both work at a creative agency where we make commercials, and we've been doing a lot of CGI stuff lately. But we decided it'd be really cool to make an entire short film in Blender, and right now the script is being written by Kite, and it's called Planet ISCK-9. That's just a working title. The movie is going to be about a guy landing on an alien planet and running into an alien species, and his, robotic AI friend helps him along the way. And so far, we've put together the main character and his first outfit. He's going to have a total of 3 outfits probably in this film. This is the first one that he'll be introduced in, and we've made a couple of test scenes that include both him and the spaceship that we have created so far. We first, started with character creator. We decided to go for, and this was actually Kite's idea, decided to go for what humans will supposedly look like, at least in the US, by 2050. It was a news article that came out a couple years ago. And as you can see, it matches pretty similarly to our main character. And then we brought that character into Blender and we created the hair, which was actually super difficult for me because, it turns out that to make CGI hair, you actually have to know how to cut hair. And I'm not very good, but this is sort of the look that I was going for. It was based off of this Jake Gyllenhaal photo that I saw, and I just sort of modeled it around that. And I think it came out okay. It's definitely usable. And then there's also the stubble on the chin that was much easier, and then the eyebrows, which were much easier. There were a couple of problems. It came over from character creator kind of rough, and so I applied a subdivision modifier to it, and then we had to sort of redo some of the textures, but overall it came through pretty okay. And then we had to make the clothes, and the clothes was one of the hardest things for me. I'm not very good at it. Again, it's one of those things that you actually have to know how to make clothes, and I've just never been very good at that. I don't know how to sew. I don't know how to do anything like that. So this was a little bit tough for me, but we went through the process of just cutting out the material and then sewing it together with the cloth modifier. I opted out of doing physics for this outfit because I tested it, and while it was doing something, I don't think it's good enough for what we were doing, and I'm just not good enough, I don't think, to figure it out because this outfit's just kind of complicated. So I think for this outfit in particular, we're just going to keep physics off and just have it move with the body like we did in the test, and I think that will probably do. The next outfit he's going to have is this is going to be completely unzipped, and it's going to be hanging by his waist. And so I think for that we'll apply physics to what's hanging by his waist, but I don't think it's necessary for this outfit currently. So to rig and animate him, I used a plugin called Auto Rig Pro. It really just got rid of the rig from Character Creator and created its own. Although I did keep a few things from Character Creator. I kept the teeth and stuff as its own rig because that just wasn't coming over properly with Auto Rig Pro, and I just felt it was the easiest. Also, what I kept from the original character was also the shape keys. I found these to be super useful, although I'm not sure how much this is going to help in animating. I'll tell you why. Because right now, what we're doing is we bring it over into pose mode, and we have this animation tab here, and we can create our own pose library. So I started doing that, but these only work on the rig as far as I know, so it doesn't really help me to use the shape keys as I can't turn them into poses. I like the idea of using a pose library, and I think I'm going to keep expanding on this. I really don't know how else we should do it. I mean, I thought about motion capture and stuff, and it doesn't give me the kind of control that this does, or flexibility, or I don't know. I just like the idea of manually posing everything, sort of a pose by pose type animation. And I think that's the direction we're going to go. It's going to take a lot longer, but I think it'll give me a not necessarily better result, but a more closer result of what I wanted. Again, this is just a test scene. You know, these background objects are meaningless. They're not going to be in the actual production. The actual planet's going to be, you know, lush and vibrant, sort of a foresty type of thing that I just haven't gotten around to creating yet, but we will. So this is the test scene for the spacecraft, which we are calling the XCAT for now. And here's the actual design of it. Now I started with this much simpler design, and I wasn't very good at modeling. This is like the first, you know, big object like this that I've created, and I really didn't know where to start. So, you know, I got some ideas flowing, and I started this first model here, but I wasn't really happy with the direction it was going, so I completely restarted. And then when I started this version, I really liked the direction, and if you compare the two, it's completely different. And I'm really excited about that. And then you compare it to where it is now, and I really love it right now. It's not perfect by any means, and there's still going to be work that needs to be done. And of course, this is only the exterior of the ship, but I am really happy with how it's turning out so far. This scene is not in the real movie. This is just a test scene that we put together to kind of show how the ship would fly and how it would look going through the air. And it's got this thing where the wings, when they're flying, they're sort of rotated like this, and when it comes into land, they turn and they rotate, and they do like that. And then this little guy opens up right here, and a little foot comes out as it lands. Sort of, this ship is designed to be like an exploratory vessel. Like, the idea is he's going out searching planets for different things. And so this is more of a research vessel. It's not really made for fighting or anything like that. This is just, you know, one guy and his transport ship. It could possibly support 2 people. I've also been using this plugin called Random Flow to help me add random detail to the ship. It's got all these different options for different random things to add. Random panels is probably my favorite one. Random loop extruder is really good as well. It's just a great plugin to have, and shout out to that guy for making such a cool product for me to make a spaceship. So the idea is that he's going to be flying from the cockpit here, then there's going to be a research facility in here, and then in the back here, a little bridge thing is going to come down, and it's going to allow him to walk out after it lands. It's going to just pop out right here and go like this, and this door opens and he can walk out and explore the planet like that. So I think the idea for this project is really just to expand our knowledge in 3D. I think, you know, Kite, especially the guy who's writing it, I think he just wants to tell a good story. And so I think that is going to be obviously the main focus. If any part of the technical aspect gets in the way of that, we'll just cut it. You know, if something's, you know, too hard or too, you know, we're not going to be doing anything just because it looks cool. You know, the idea is going to be just to tell a good story, and I think that starts with just good design. And so while he's writing it, I'm designing. Right now I got this ship so far, and I got the main character, and I think that's a good step. Next steps are going to be to finish creating the rest of the characters and the aliens, and then create the alien planet that he's going to be landing on. This might take a while, guys, because we do both work full-time, like I said, as producers. He's technically a Pam, which is a different, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But we are making this in our off time, and so it might take a while, but I am fully committed to finishing this project, and I can't wait to show you guys more. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.